Walmart just out of nothing. Well, I speak the tongue. All right, Q&A. We already on? Q&A, questions and answers. Anything pertaining to the class, or any question that we may have throughout the week that we can maybe dealing with, or the Bible, we'll answer the best we can according to script. So, whoever's up, fire away. Let me get my phone right quick.
Alright. I guess this question goes along with what I was reading earlier. I just got to find it. But the question is, why is it sometimes chapters in the Bible is nothing but names? Like basically the name of
Straight names?
The name.
Like straight names?
Yeah, I was reading the chapter. I mean, basically 99% of it was names. There was a couple things I could glean from it.
Okay.
This is name. I'm trying to find it right now. So.
It's a few on the Chronicles.
It's gotta be the genealogy.
Yeah, it's a few on the Chronicles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here it is. It's Nehemiah chapter 12.
Nehemiah chapter 12. All right.
Got about my phone on.
Away. Other way.
Play it in.
You said 12?
Yeah, Nehemiah chapter 12. I mean, there's probably other chapters. This is the one I was reading.
All right, you go ahead. 12:1.
Now these are priests and the Levites that went with Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua.
We ain't gonna read all of it, but it tell you right there in the first chapter, in the first verse. These just the priests. These just the priests, the Levites that went up with Zerubbabel. I think your wife had asked the question similar to this, and it will show how David had appointed Levi as to dealing with priesthood office. I'm sorry, dealing with the Ark of the Covenant and the services of God. But I mean, yeah, that's really, because a lot of them they start off and they let you know, like 13, right? I mean, like 11, like chapter 11. Go back and read that. Chapter 11, verse 1.
And the rulers of the people dwelt at Jerusalem.
Go ahead.
The rest of the people also cast lots to bring 1 of 10 to dwell in Jerusalem,
Go ahead.
the holy city, and 9 parts to dwell in other cities.
Keep going.
And the people blessed all the men that willingly offered themselves to dwell at Jerusalem.
Go ahead.
Now these are the chiefs of the province that dwell in Jerusalem.
So now we're just looking at the chief of the province that dwells in Jerusalem. I'm gonna give you the name. You know what I mean? So it's just in chapter 12, it's just talking about the Levites. Go over to Nehemiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Go ahead.
Now those that sealed were Nehemiah, Shaphat, the son of what is that?
I don't know.
Hakaliah, and Zedekiah.
So we're looking at the ones that sealed. Now those that sealed were. So I don't know what sealed is, but let me see something right quick. But all it's doing is Brother Bailey is Nehemiah 1:1. The word of Nehemiah, son of Hakaliah, and it came to pass in the month of Shislon, the 12th year in Shushan the palace. At Hananiah, when the brother came in, he had several men of Judah and asked for some Jews that had escaped, which were left of the captivity. Yeah. So I was just trying to figure out what it meant by when it says now those that sealed word. So those that escaped the captivity. So those that escaped the captivity concerning Jerusalem, and that's what it says in Nehemiah chapter 1 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pertaining to what we read in Nehemiah chapter 10. Because it say Nehemiah 10 and verse 28. Now the rest of the people, the priests and Levites, and skip down to Nehemiah 10 and 28, Tom.
28.
Yeah.
And the rest of the people, the priests, the Levites, the porters, the singers, the Nethians, and all they that had separated themselves from the people of the land unto the law of God, the wives, their sons, and their daughters, everyone had knowledge and have an understanding.
Go ahead.
They clave to their brothers and their nobles and entered into a course,
A curse.
a curse, my fault, and into an oath to walk in God's laws, which was given by Moses, the servant of God, and to observe and to do all the commandments of the Lord our God, the Lord our Lord.
So we see that in verse 28, it's saying that, the Nethinims, and all they that had separated themselves from people of the lands unto the law. But we see that what? It says the Levites, the priests, the people, the porters, the singers, the Nethinims. So I'm just looking at it as, like in Nehemiah chapter 12, it opened up talking about, these are Levites. So it's just talking about, lineages. Because it does a lot of that in Chronicles as well. You know what I mean? It gives you the names, the lineage of Judah. It gives you the lineage of Benjamin. It just gives you a whole gang of names. I think you can find in Chronicles, I think you can find Mary's lineage. Yeah, because I think in that Luke chapter 3, when they talk about the sons of God, that's another, it gives you all those names. It's pertaining to, if I'm not mistaken, that's Joseph's lineage in Luke chapter 3. And I think you can go back in Chronicles and you can read about Mary's lineage. I don't know what, let me look at it right quick. Hold on. But that's really what it's all about, those guys. Hold on for a second. Let me do something. Genesis 22. Trying to see. Bloodline, son of God. Yeah, I don't know where it's from, but I know it's another lineage, like in Luke chapter 3, somewhere in Chronicles. But yeah, that's pretty much it, Chris. That's I'm talking about Chris. Josh. Brother Joshua, baby. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Is that good for you, brother? Huh?
Second?
This is you straight?
Well, I was really asking more why. Why is there so much of the? When you're reading and everything, you get into the chapter, you learn something from it. But trace out lineage and things like that. Is the reason why they're there?
Yeah, when you trace it back, Israel bloodline. You know what I mean? Like who came from what? Like I said, you can go. I don't know exactly where it's at, but like let's say if you want to find Mary's bloodline, it's in here. It's in Chronicles. I don't know exactly where it's at.
I guess I know First Chronicles speaks of a lot of the lineages. First Chronicles chapter 1
Okay.
speaks of the lineages, Abraham and all of them.
So it's important. Like when you go and look at Genesis chapter 10, you know what I mean? Talking about a lineage. You're talking about who came from Shem, and then who came from him, or who came from him, or who came from Japheth. It's very important. Even when you go all the way down into specifics. Now when you talk about the lineage that came out of Benjamin, you know what I mean, or who came out of Judah, you can find out. I don't think Paul is in there in the Old Testament, but the Old Testament does prophesy pertaining to Paul. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's kind of like records. When you look at your genealogy and you go back and you it's like that's how they kept records of things. You know what I mean? So now what we looking at the records, the log of how, they went into this father, who was the father of this. That's why when you look at the names in like Judas, you got a Judas Iscariot, and then you got another one that's Judas Simon. Something to that effect, letting you know is that, they came from a different lineage. Iscariot, that's Issachar. You know what I mean? So that's why it has some importance behind it, because, some of the last names are associated with some of the tribes. And you can go throughout some of the locations in the Bible to find out. Like if you want to find out what happened with Ishmael's seed. Like I was just reading that this morning, turning to the daughters of men, Cain's seed. It's right there in Genesis chapter 4. It actually gives you a whole list and a rundown of, his children, who they married and who they had kids from and this and that. Now, like you can go in, you can, well not in their case tie, but you can go in and you can tie back to when, what's your daughter name?
Which one?
The new daughter.
Naomi.
So in the book of Ruth, when you go back and read about the book of Ruth, you look at how Ruth, she married Obed. Boaz. But then who came out of Boaz? Obed. Well, who came out of Obed? Jesse. All right, who came out of Jesse? David. You know what I mean? Like all that ran through the lineage. You know what I mean? The records. So it's important.
Mm-hmm.
And, when you look at Nehemiah chapter 12, you're talking about the priest now. You're talking about, okay, well that's Levi. You know what I mean? Like, okay, he was actually dealing with the priesthood of God. You know what I mean? Then so forth and so forth. But even in that, I think in that same Nehemiah chapter 12, I think it's 24, I think your wife asked that question about what was the commandment of David.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the commandment of David was dealing with the service of God. Yeah, it was. Nehemiah 12 and 24. She asked the same question when I was in Atlanta about that 24th verse. And the commandment of David was what he had given, or what God had given Levi to do with dealing with the Ark of the Covenant, sacrifices, office of God. And David, it shows that. It shows how like he appointed Levi and had names and so forth and so forth. So that's the importance behind it though. It's a lot more else to it, but that's what I have. That's what I do for the most part right now. We online? That's that's good with you, Josh?
Yeah.
Hey, Josh, ask the question. It's good to see you, Joshua. Good to see y'all, man. I like Jacksonville. I'm gonna move down here. For real. I'm making that move, so it'd be good to see y'all. Mm-hmm. Anybody else? What you got?
Okay, concerning the Revelation chapter 4, verse 4, concerning the 24 elders.
Revelation 4 and verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
What you got?
Okay, is these the same will these be the same 24 elders spoken of in 1 Chronicles chapter 24 about divisions between the Levites, priests?
You said 1 Chronicles?
1 Chronicles 24. Would these be the same 24 elders that they were speaking of?
1 Chronicles 24.
Because God set up the priesthood and the priests, and the house of God, they got their order, did division, different lots.
Well, you get that Revelation first.
Mm-hmm.
You read that Revelation first. Take this bookmark when you look at it.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start at verse 1.
After this looked it, and behold, a door was opened in heaven. And the first voice which I heard was as it were a trumpet talking with me, which said, Come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter. Immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone, and there was a rainbow around about the throne, a sight like unto an emerald. Around about the throne were 24 seats, and upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting, clothed in white raiment, and they had on their heads crowns of gold. And out of the throne proceeded lightning and thunder and voices, and there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are 7 spirits of God.
Keep reading verse 6.
And before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto a crystal. In the midst of the throne, around about the throne, were 4 beasts full of eyes before and behind.
Let's go to 1 Chronicles 24.
You don't get it.
You start verse 1.
And these are the division of the sons of Aaron. The sons of Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. But Nadab and Abihu died before their father and had no children. Therefore Eleazar and Ithamar executed the priest's office. And David distributed them both. Zadok, the son of Eleazar, and Ahimelech, of the son of Ithamar, according to their office and their service. And there were more chief men found of the son of Eleazar than of the son of Ithamar. And thus were they divided among the sons of Eleazar. There were 16 chief men of the house of their fathers, and 8 among the sons of Ithamar, according to the house of their fathers.
Go ahead.
That was thus were they divided by lot, one sort of with another. For the governors of the sanctuary, the governor of the house of God, were the sons of Eleazar and the sons of Ithamar.
Go ahead.
And the Shemaiahs of the son of.
Oh, listen on that. Nah, I don't think these are the same people. I mean, this right here, 1 Chronicles 24, this is talking about, even though they had died already, like he said in verse 2, Nadab and Abihu died for their father. Like this, and if I'm not mistaken, I've heard a teaching of this before. You know, I ain't gonna say where it came from, but I heard teaching of saying that these are the same elders in Revelation chapter 4. This in Revelation chapter 4, if I'm not mistaken, this is talking about something that's going to take place in the future. This in 1 Chronicles 24, this is referring to something that currently happened. You know, but I don't see that as being the same too. Like I said, I've heard, I didn't hear class myself, but I've heard the saying, and I don't see how they piece it together. I don't.
Okay, assume they were priests, you know, in the house of God, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, of course they're dead now, you know, and then
Right.
like I say, during the first resurrection, you know, they will be raised again. You know what I mean? And like you said, took John the Spirit on the Lord's day, which, you know, was coming of Christ, coming again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it said he's seen a vision,
Mm-hmm.
and it's around the throne there was 24 elders now.
Mm-hmm.
If they come back in the first resurrection, could that also be them? You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't.
You see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but I mean, you gotta have another
Yeah,
witness.
yeah.
Then you gotta have another witness.
Right.
You know, if you got some witnesses, then you know we can run with it. But I just don't see it just because it ain't enough there to just prove it.
Right.
You know.
It
I'm not saying whoever taught
Right,
they're
right,
wrong.
right,
You know
right.
what I mean? It's just that what I'm seeing, what I'm reading right now,
Right.
you know, I just don't see that it's enough there to say, because even when you go over here, let's go over to Revelation chapter.
also speaks of chapter 11, verse 16. It says 24 others.
That's what I think I should look for too. Hold on, I'm saying Revelation 7. One of the elders. Okay, hold on. Saying unto the one that arrayed Yeah, it just says one elders in chapter. But yeah, let's go over to Revelation 11. Revelation 11. What you said was that?
16. Verse 16.
Okay.
Read up to verse 15.
Alright, fam.
All right, Josh.
Good to
See
see you.
y'all. Bye bye.
Hi, little ladies. Alright, you gonna go see your little sister?
I wanna see the pillow.
Y'all got a long time to go to sleep.
Peace, bro.
Peace.
Peace.
Go ahead and read it, brother.
14.
Yeah, 11 and, no, not 11, 11.
Start at 15. 11, chapter 11, verse 15.
Yeah, where is it at though? I
It's
just
verse
saw it.
16.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, go ahead, verse 15.
And the seventh angel sounded, and there was a great voice in heaven saying, the kingdom of this world are become the kingdom of our Lord and of our Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever. And the 4 and the 24 elders was set for God, their seats fell upon their faces and worshiped God, saying, we give thee thanks, O Lord God Almighty, which art and was and art to come, because thou hast taken to thee the great power and hast reigned. And the nation was angry, and the wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they shall be judged, and that thou shouldst give reward unto the servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldn't destroy them, destroy the earth. And the temple of God was open in heaven, and there were scenes in his temple, the ark of his testament. And there was lightning and voices and thundering and earthquakes and great hail.
So we know that's the coming of the Lord again.
Mm-hmm.
That's after the seventh trump.
Yeah.
And like you said, the same 12 others we mentioned again. So it's something about the 12 others. I don't know about to say it wasn't First Chronicles 2:4, but I know it's the order of God in his house. You know, his temple.
Right.
Then they're gonna set up that priesthood again.
Yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Like you said, it don't say give you much, but it was just a thought that one was in the same 24 elders says that the order of the priesthood in this temple of God.
Right.
There's another 2 witnesses here.
I just something to think about. I just try to, I always thought about that.
Mm-hmm. Alright, anybody else? Yeah, I've heard,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm talking about I've heard the same question as to some of the elders and,
Right.
but it is something to think about. Yeah, it is. You got another one? You got another question?
Not for that, no.
Where's Tony at?
He's right by me.
Oh, okay.
I had one, but I can't think of what it was.
I don't know if I asked you this question or not. Remember we were talking about the spirits being preached, being preached to the spirits in the days of Noah.
Yeah, that was me you asked.
That was you.
Mm-hmm.
That always intrigued me too.
I asked somebody about that, and it's two sides to that as well. That's why I don't even deal with it.
Right,
Because
right.
I know my understanding on it, but I've heard the person I asked, he said that it was just, it was dealing with the people.
Mm-hmm.
Dealing with the people being preached to the people in Noah's time.
Okay.
And then I've heard where not nobody went in a grave and down in like you said, not that, but they saying that, Jesus preaching when he was on the scene, he was preaching to the ones that were spiritually imprisoned in the mind.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So those are the two sides that I heard. Because I asked the question when you asked me the last time, I called the brother up and he was like, yeah, it's just on, Noah preaching to those in his days. And then he was like, but, such and such say this, you know what I mean? So he kind of say, I told him I don't deal with the question.
Right.
I just tell him I don't know, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
And that's the best thing to do if you're sure about something.
Yeah.
That's the best thing to do.
Yep, so when he said that such and such say this and he said that, I'm like, you know what? If anybody asks me about that, if I ain't got to understand it on it, I'm going to probably direct it to you.
Right.
Yeah, good. Julius, you got nothing?
I ain't got nothing to think about.
That's what's up. You got 2,300 days? I'm getting it. Shoot, I'll get it too.
Over 2,300 days and they talking about in Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was 45 days to flee and 30 days to cleanse it. I mean, after you do all that together, add up the numbers.
Well, 45 days is kind of like on the back end.
It's on the back end.
Yeah, 45
Fleeing.
days. 30 days is like
Cleansing, the oblation, the cleansing.
but the 30-day window is actually, it's a small window and it's time for you to flee.
Okay, that's the fleeing. Do add that if you want to upgrade it. So it's going to be actually
1290.
1290. Yeah.
I did bring it up.
Right. That's an interesting, yeah.
Daniel chapter 12.
Right.
This is Psalms. That's the Bible with the pictures in it.
Too far, yeah. Back in.
No. That's what falls when you go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Daniel, what you want? Daniel.
Daniel chapter 12.
Okay.
Yeah, man. What?
Let me start at verse 6.
And one side to the man of clothing and linen, which was upon the waters of the river. How long shall it be to the end of this woman? And I heard a man clothed in linen, which was upon the water of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a times and half, and he shall have accomplished to scatter the power.
Bro, I'm sorry.
Said 12 and 6, right?
Where you at right now?
I'm on. I was on.
You on 7? Yeah, you're at the bottom of 7. My bad. I just had to catch it real quick.
Okay.
Cause I was looking at something.
Let me start 7 over.
Now you start at the bottom of 7 where it say 4 times.
When he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a times and half, and we shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people. All these things shall be finished.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard, but I understood not. Then I said, O my Lord, what shall this be? What shall be the end of these things? And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the word are closed up and sealed to the time of the end. Men shall purify and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall stand.
none of the wicked shall understand. Go ahead, verse 11.
But the wise shall understand. And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days.
So 1290 is gonna be when the abomination of desolation is set up. But keep reading.
Blessed is he that waiteth, and cometh to the 1,305 and 30 days.
So you blessed if you come and wait to, what's that, 1335?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, verse 13.
But go thou thy way, go thou thy way to the end be, for thou shalt rest, and stand in a lot at the end of the days.
So we know times and a half time, that's your 3.5 year tribulation,
Mm-hmm.
which is gonna last for what, 1,260 days. Let's go to Revelation real quick. Revelation 13. Because what we need to look at, we need to see is that the time frame for when the tribulation. And then we're going to look at some wells in Daniel. So let's go over here to Revelation chapter 13. Let's pick it up at verse 4.
And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like to a beast, who is able to make war with him.
Go ahead.
And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And the power was given unto him to continue 42 months.
So we see now 3.5 years are coming to 42 months. But keep reading, verse 6.
And he opened his mouth and he blasphemed against God, to blaspheme his name, and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven.
So we see is that 42 months, 3.5 years, 1,260. But we look at this 1,290 because it said what? He gonna cause sacrifice shall be taken away at 1,290. So you got 1,290. You know tribulation is 1,260.
Mm-hmm.
So from 1,260 to 1,290 you got 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be that 30-day window, or it's gonna be closed. Meaning you don't have to flee
Mm-hmm.
in that 30-day window. You can flee way before it.
Mm-hmm.
But 30 days is gonna be cutting real close. So from 1,260 to 1,290 is 30 days, and 1,290 is when what we just read. Let's go over to Daniel chapter 11. Daniel chapter 11, and let's pick it up at verse 31. Go ahead and read.
And arms shall stand on his parts.
So arms is the army. You know, they're gonna
Mhm.
stand, you know, that's gonna be what, the 10 nations. It's gonna be their army, right? They're gonna stand on the arm on behalf of the Pope. But keep reading though.
Arms shall stand on their part, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of the strength. And they shall take away the daily sacrifice.
So we saw that they're gonna take away the daily sacrifice at 1290.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we saw in Daniel chapter 12. So we see it now in Daniel chapter 11 and verse 31. It says what? The daily sacrifice, it says, and shall take away the daily sacrifice. Go ahead.
And they shall place the abomination that maketh desolate.
So now they place the abomination that make it desolate. You got your 1260.
Mm-hmm.
You got your 3.5 year tribulation. But when they're gonna stop it, they're gonna stop it at 1290.
Mm-hmm.
So from the 1290 to 1260, you got 30 days. Now, 1335, you know, that's why he said that Daniel chapter 12 is that if you make it to see that, you bless. Because for like 45 days, let's go to Revelation real quick. 45 days, that's gonna be wrath coming from God.
Cleansing, right?
Yeah, that's what's gonna be going on too.
Right.
Yeah. You're gonna be on. Well, I don't think that's the cleansing. When you say cleansing, because I heard that scripture before, I heard that verse before. What you mean?
Okay. The 30 days, the 45 days. He's talking about the days for Christ gonna be doing a wrath of God 45 days. Now the days, the 30 days is the days of what? Fleeing to the wilderness. Oh,
Yeah, or you can get there before them 30 days.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be your window. That's gonna be a real small window.
Okay, now the time the time of the transgression of oblation, right? When they start this sacrifice again, right?
Right.
So that got a time window of what, 965 days?
So when you look at that, when you see they start sacrificing again,
You got that, that's sealed. That's boy, you stop sacrificing, it'd be what, 1290?
it'll be 1290. So he gonna be sacrificing. Let's go over to Daniel chapter 8 right quick.
Yeah, 814. That's transgression of oblation. I'm trying to get it, right stuff, right order.
I'm trying to get in the right order too.
Because I got,
What you got?
the 45 days, right?
Mhm.
It'll be the 45. I got 45 days to flee in the wilderness. 45 days to flee in the wilderness. You got 30 days of cleansing. After the Great Tribulation, pay 12 or 60 days plus the 30 days of cleansing equal 1290 days. Now the 1290 plus 45 equal to 1335 with the 45 days to be the days of cleansing. The days 45 days in the wilderness. That's
So
how I got.
you got your numbers with the wrong.
With the wrong
Situation.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So you.
Cause it's got a crisscross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the number right.
Yeah.
But the 30 days go with, let's get into the
To the wilderness.
fleeing.
Okay.
But like I said, I always have to say this is because it can be more than 30 days.
Yeah.
The reason why, like, you wait.
Yeah, right.
You wait to that time frame. That's all the time you have ordered from
Right.
1260 to 1290. Because at 1290, stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
1260, it's the jump off. You're
Right.
counting down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you from 1290, you count down to 1260.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 30 days from that
30
point.
days from that
1260, we jumping off.
jumping off.
Like we saw in Daniel chapter 11 and 32, is that he placed there.
Yeah.
So once the armies place him there, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? But that's 30 days, which is real close. You got more than that, but the 45 days when you add it on to the 1290, that's gonna give you 1335.
Yeah.
So now when you look at the 45 days, we gotta figure out where we're gonna place that at. So let's go over here because we see is that 1290, he gonna stop.
Mm-hmm.
1260, that's gonna be the tribulation. Let's go to Matthew 24.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say go Daniel chapter 8.
Yeah.
Let's see something. Daniel 8, because I think that's gonna say 29 days.
That's all it just say.
Yeah.
And he said unto me 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed.
Yeah. That's all that's saying.
So that's until the 2,300 days.
So when is the cleansing in the 37, like that's in the 1335 or something?
Say that again.
That cleansing time, like when is that cleansing time?
It's not in
Is
the,
that,
it's on, what's that? And say until 2,300 days, then shall
oh,
sanctuary be
no.
cleansed.
After
See,
that,
yeah,
right?
sin be cleansed. That's what during that 23 days it should be cleansed.
Yeah, it's not in
After that.
the 1335.
Mhm.
Let's want to look at it right quick again, for my sake as well.
Where you going?
It ain't happened to it.
But you want to get them things back where you'll be called a mix.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna square up.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Daniel chapter 12, and now let's pick it up at verse 11.
And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away,
So the time that the daily sacrifice should be taken away, what?
and the abomination that makes desolate is set up,
So now we take away the daily sacrifice, and now by us taking it away, we're gonna place the abomination that make it desolate set up. What's the time frame?
it shall be 1,290 days.
So we got 1290 on that case. But let's go to verse 12 though.
Blessed is he that waiteth, and cometh to the 1,305 and 30 days.
So you blessed if you make it to 1335. Because now let's go over here, Matthew 24.
So that's the 14,000 people that survived through the wilderness?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Nah.
Okay.
Where you get that from?
Commentary.
No.
Where you get that from?
Oh, it's because apparently the number of people who survived through the wilderness, or no, not that aren't in the wilderness that'll survive.
You ain't talking about
the tribulation.
124,000.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
yeah.
Okay. Those
Those people are blessed, right?
They got the Great Tribulation from the 12
yeah,
tribes of Israel.
yeah, 144,000.
They come out of 12. It's 12 of each tribe.
Yeah.
12,000 from each tribe. And they said fallen number is a fallen number that they couldn't, no man could count. Talking about the Great Tribulation.
So 144,000, that's gonna be, out of each tribe, it's gonna be 12,000 that are gonna be sealed
Yeah.
of Israel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Cause you gotta seal Israel.
But it's gonna be
A number that you
can't number on top of that. So out of Israel, yeah, it's gonna be 12,000 out of each tribe. That's how you get the 144,000.
44,000.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have a multitude that no man can't number, all kindred, tongues, language, nations. That's gonna come out as well. Right. But that's those that made it out of Great Tribulation. So what we looking at is going into Great Tribulation or before Great Tribulation.
Right.
That's what we dealing with right now.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah.
Alright, so now we're gonna go to Matthew 24 right quick. Matthew 24. Because it says, right? It says in verse 12, it says, blessed is he that wait and come to the 1,330 days. So it's kind of like you blessed to make it to that. It's not like, it's just something that's gonna happen to everybody. You know what I mean? So it says you are blessed if you make it to that, right? So now let's come over here to Matthew 24, and let's pick it up at I'm thinking I want to come in. Matthew 24, and let's pick it up at let's pick it up at 26.
My bad.
All right, let's pick it up. Yeah. No. Let's pick it up at 27. 27.
27.
Yeah.
For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Go ahead.
For whatsoever the carcass is, there will eagles be gathered together.
Verse 29.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the power of the heavens shall be shaken.
So we know is that when you look at that 1335, like, tribulation already, it's over with. You know what I mean? Like, when you look at, because the 45 days is on the back end, the 45 days is on the back end. Let me think. The 45 days is on the back end. Tribulation for 3.5 years. Nah, tribulation ain't over yet.
My understanding is that after he stopped the oblation to cease, he gonna have to cleanse it. That 45 days of cleansing for the sanctuary.
Right.
And then, like you said, that 30 day, 12:90, 12:60 plus the 30 got 30 days. That's before the Great Tribulation, right?
Hold on, say it again.
Okay, 12:60 is the 3.5 years, right?
Right, 3.5 years.
That starts the Great Tribulation.
Right.
Now the 30 days after the Great Tribulation, you got 30 days to flee to the wilderness. So we're saying the 30 day one.
Right, but we start at 12:90.
Right. So my understanding, the 45 days after the oblation to cease, the sacrifice to cease, he gonna cleanse the sanctuary of 45 days. I guess that's what I understanding of it now. That's where 45 days come in at. Cause you got to have them 45 days in there somewhere.
Yeah, the 45 days. The 45 days is on. Is right.
Or the flee. See, that's what I'm saying. That's kind of you got to get. Okay, you got 2,300 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you take away 13 from 2,300, that leaves you with 965 days. That's the days, the number of transgression of oblations. You see what I'm saying? If you take 1335, subtract that from 2,300, that leaves you with 965.
Right.
That's the time period. That's the time period of the oblation, when he started the oblation, transgression of oblation.
You talking about that chapter?
Yeah.
You talking about that chapter? That chapter 7?
No.
Hold on. Dan
Chapter 8.
Yeah, Dan chapter 8.
You right here. 13 verse 13, I think. Then I heard the saints speak. Yeah, to chapter verse 13.
Concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression of desolation, to give both sanctuary and the host to be trodden underfoot. And he said, yeah, but that ain't, that right there, let's just pick it up at let's go up a little higher.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go up to, hold on for a second. What do we, dang, wait a second, this no, what is that? I know something. Let's go over to 9. Daniel chapter 9. But before we go, let me read it right quick. Jerusalem unto the side, bridge shall be set over you, trees going to reason. Street shall be built, and wall shall be trouble, and not loose going to we shall beside itself. And people of the prince that shall come shall destroy city and sanctuary. Yeah, let's pick it up at Daniel chapter 8. Let's pick it up at verse 10. Then chapter 8, verse 10.
It waxed great, and it waxed great, even to the host of heaven. And it came down, and cast down some of the host, and the stars of the ground, and stamped upon them.
Go ahead.
Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host. And by him the day of sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down.
So the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of the sanctuary was cast down. But go ahead, verse 12. And the hymn we're talking about the Pope.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so go ahead, verse 12.
And an host was given him against the day of sacrifice by reason of transgressions, and cast down the truth to the ground,
Go ahead.
and it practiced and prospered.
So he cast down the truth, cast that down to the ground, and he practiced and prospered. All right, verse 13.
And I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said unto the certain saint which spake, How long shall be the vision concerning the day of sacrifice, and the transgression of desolation, to give in both the sanctuary, the host to be trodden underfoot?
So we talking about it all.
Yeah.
You know, he ain't just talking about one event. He talking about all of it, like the daily sacrifice, the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden underfoot. What is it, verse 14?
And he said unto me, Unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. And it came to pass, when I, even I Daniel, had seen the vision and sought for meaning, then behold, there stood before me as the appearance of a man. And I heard a man's voice between the banks of Ulech, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man to understand the vision.
Skip down to verse 22 and read it down.
Now that being broken, thereas four stood up, for 4 kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation, but not in his power. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressor come to the full, a king fears countenance, and understand the dark sinners shall stand up.
So he says that what? The 4 kingdoms, it says in verse 21, and the rough goat is the king of Grecia, which is Greece, and the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king. So we talk about Alexander the Great.
Mm-hmm.
And it says 22, and now that being broken, whereas 4 stood up. So he had his 4 generals stand up.
Mm-hmm.
And 23 it says, in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark senses shall stand up. So out of 4 generals, you have Rome come out of one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, which is what we talking about in 23.
Right.
Now what it says in 24?
And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper in practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
Alright, go ahead.
And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hands, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
So we in the tribulation at this point. Alright? So he doing a lot of destroying at this point. It said what? And he shall magnify himself in his heart. Go ahead.
And by peace he shall destroy many.
Go ahead.
He shall also stand up against the prince of princes,
Keep reading.
but he shall be broken without hands.
So Jesus gonna kill him.
Mhm.
All right, 26.
And the vision of the evening and the morning which was told is true. Wherefore shut thou up the vision, for it shall be for many days.
Go ahead.
And I, Daniel, fainted, and I was sick certain days. Afterward I rose up, and did the king's business, and I was astonished at the vision, but none understood it.
That's it. Let's go over here, cause that 45 days.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Now, the 13, it asks a question. It says, then I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said unto a certain saint, which spake, how long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice?
You talking about verse 13?
Yeah, verse
8
13.
and 13?
8 and 13. It asks a question right there. How long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice, and the transgression of desolation, and the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden underfoot? So you asking my question, how long shall that be?
Right.
Right?
Right.
So, now verse 14 says 2300 days.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So this how I got that's what I came up. I be wrong, but I took 2300 days, right? And you got the 1335, right?
Right.
So now you subtract the 1335 from 2300 days. That leaves with 965.
So you added that 965 to 1335?
Yeah. See, and see what I'm saying is the 1335 from 2300, right? Leaves 965. So I'm figuring that's how long the transgression of desolation took place. Now it's 65 days, right? So you got to get that 2300 days from somewhere. Right?
45 days. So.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but it's a part of it. That's what I'm saying. That's the time period. I'm saying that the transgression of oblation took the time the transgression of oblation took place. 165 days, right?
Right.
So now you had the 45 days, which I said was the fleeing period, right?
Mm-hmm.
That,
No, the 30 days.
the 30-day fleeing period. Okay. Now 65 days. 1260 plus 30 to go 90, yeah, the 30 days, got that.
Right.
Now the 1290 plus the 45 days equal to 1335. That's what I come up with. Now, like I said, I might be wrong.
Now that's how how you got the 1335.
Yeah.
You just added 45 to the 39.
Yeah.
How you got 13?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
But what I'm trying to show you, I haven't done it yet. We just been talking.
Yeah.
I've been trying to.
Cause I kind of was studying that myself to get these 23 days together,
Mm-hmm.
and this what I came up with. See, and I got the days and all that with the transgression of grace. I said that's the transgression of blessing. 965 days.
So let's go over the Revelations real quick. Revelations.
But it's good to know, you know, for sure.
It is.
I don't want to be caught in the mix.
No. I got you on that. Let's go Revelations on the Lamb stood on the Mount Sinai, John 400. 144,000 having his name. Let's start at Revelations on. Let's start at 15. Revelations
Chapter?
15. Huh?
Chapter 15.
Yeah, Revelations 15. When you get it, you go ahead and read it, bro.
And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous. 7 angels have 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of God.
So in these last plagues, you know, this is the wrath of God.
Mm-hmm.
This the 7 last plagues, though.
Right.
All right. This is before the Lord returns.
Right.
So he in what in heaven for like them 5 months, and he
Mm-hmm.
just dropping wrath at this
Right.
time. All right. But keep reading though, verse 2.
And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass of mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast,
Go ahead.
and over the image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having their harps of God.
Keep reading, verse 3.
And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the songs of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty.
Skip down to 6 and read that.
And the 7 angels came out of the temple, having the 7 plagues, clothed in pure and white linen, and having their beast girded
Having their breast.
with their breast girded with the golden helmet. Golden girdle.
What you said? You said
I
beast.
said beast.
Beast. Oh, okay.
I was last sometime.
Keep reading though, verse 7.
And one of the four beasts gave unto the seven angels 7 golden vials full of the wrath of God, who liveth forever and ever.
Go ahead.
And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God, and from his power. And no man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 bags of the 7 angels was fulfilled.
So we see that nobody,
Mm-hmm.
like nobody could enter into what it says, enter into the temple until 7 plagues of the 7 angels was fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but go ahead, verse 16. Chapter 16 and verse 1.
And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, Go your ways, and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth.
So we see is that, God is pouring out, he told the angels to go their ways and pour out the wrath of God upon the earth. Because at this time, like, when you look at the vials being introduced with a trumpet, it's all coming from God.
Right.
So we see is that the seals, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're in Revelations 4 or Revelations. I ain't jumping. I'm still gonna stay on this topic.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you're right. Let's get it going.
The seals. Yeah, the seals are in Revelation chapter 6.
Yeah, 6. Mm-hmm.
So that's coming from man. That's the wrath when, you're gonna have the Pope. He gonna be running the whole earth for 3.5 years. That would be those seals that he released. So now we see that God is raining his wrath on the earth now. Because his time is up. So we see is that there's not, the tribulation is not, the tribulation for him to rule the earth is over at that point. So now we see God, because the heavens hasn't been rolled back yet. You know what I mean? We still looking at God being in the cloud, dropping wrath on the earth. Right. So from the tribulation, because what we saw in Daniel chapter 12, we saw that the tribulation is going to be 1260, and then we're going to have 1290 is when he's going to stop the tribulation. I mean, he's going to stop the sacrifice. All right. So what we're looking at now, we're looking
I
at
thought it was the other way around. 1290 and then 1260. No.
1290. He's going to stop the daily sacrifice.
So the number is built up. Start with a small number.
It starts with large.
1260.
Hold on. It started from 1290. It's like counting down. It's like counting backwards. Because it can't be counting up. It can't be going from 1260, 61, 62, 63, 64. Because the tribulation is going to be first.
Yeah, but I just don't understand why it's 1335 or something.
1335 is, hold on, I'm sorry. Let me rewind. 1260 is first. Then 1290.
Gotcha.
Because what's going to happen is 1290, he's going to stop the daily sacrifice. Hold on. I'm confused. My own dog. So 1290 is not second, it's first. It's counting backwards. So, because when you look at the 1335, that's on the end. So when you look at 1290 is when he's going to go in and stop the daily sacrifice. He's going to be placed. That's what we saw in Daniel chapter 11. We saw that arms stood on his behalf and that he was placed, the abomination that maketh desolate, he was placed, and the daily sacrifice came to an end. So now when the daily sacrifice stopped, we finna jump into the tribulation period. Because now he's set up. Now he's set up in the land. And now, why did Daniel and Revelation give?
Is it count that way?
What is that?
That's why did Daniel Revelation various count 12, 6, 12, 9, and 13, 35 days for tribulation.
I don't know. But 1290 is what's going to stop the day sacrifice. You're going to have the so-called Jews over there. They're going to start sacrificing animals. Then he's going to make his way over according to Daniel chapter 11. He's going to go there. He's going to make peace. And then he's going to move in and stop the daily sacrifice. So now once he stops it, according to Daniel chapter 11, they're going to set him up as now considered to be king over the earth. So now when they set him up, now you go into the 3.5 years of tribulation, which is going to be at 1260.
1260.
Right. So then, but what we're looking at 1335, we seeing is that, well, how do we get to 1335? Because when you look at 45 days that's added to 1290, it carries you to the 1335. So the 1335 is what we're dealing with right now in this Revelation 16, that if you make it through this period, because you gotta realize, like after the tribulation, God gonna be dropping wrath on this earth.
Oh, right. So you make it to that sphere of life.
Yeah, exactly. If you make through God, like, man, if you don't live through all these trumpets, if you don't live through all these trumpets opening up valves, you blessed. Because now from that point, you finna see the coming of the Lord.
Right.
Because at this point right here, he's gonna be in heaven. That's why in that Daniel chapter 9, Daniel chapter 9 and verse 5, it's talking about like the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall. So even when you look at the fifth angel,
To my Revelation chapter 9?
yeah.
Yeah, he said, dang.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Revelation chapter 9.
My
I
bad.
like
I
to
know.
read the same
My
thing.
My bad. Hold on for a second.
You say verse 5 about the 5 months of torment, but that got something to do with that. Either that's just warfare.
Nah, that's not. Well, it's something different.
It's totally different.
But no, but it goes with.
Yeah,
It goes with. Yeah, like it goes with like God being in the air.
Torment 5 months.
Right. He's gonna be tormenting man for 5 months.
Oh, okay.
Right. He's gonna. But this is all within inside of the fifth trumpet. Oh, I'm sorry, the fifth angel sound. Like this is when this is occurring. So 5 whole months, he's just gonna be in the air, and you're gonna have men being tormented for this duration of time, for this whole period, right? So now when you come over to
It doesn't say how man will be tormented.
say that again.
Does it say how man will be tormented?
Yeah, it do. Yeah, it do. You talk about like what, and then torment of scorpions with when he strike man.
That sounds like chemical warfare to
In
me.
those days, men seek death. So like he just gonna be tormented. He ain't gonna kill him.
But my understanding, that was like chemical warfare, for the war, of course, we go through the Third World War about, right?
Right.
So that sound like more like chemical warfare to me. Or like Western Europe and against Eastern Europe, they gonna have a misunderstanding. The Third World War. And they said it was given them that they should not kill them, they should be tormented 5 months, and their torment was the torment of a scorpion when they strike a man. And those they shall man see other shall not find it, and shall desire it, and death shall flee from them. We're still in Revelation chapter 9.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand how like chemical warfare, during the time of war.
I mean, it could.
What do you mean chemical?
They got chemical warfare, like I said, it won't kill you, but it could kill you, yeah. Like have boils all over your skin, like in the Vietnam War. Agent Orange and all that, mother gas, that's all that chemical warfare.
Oh, that's scary.
To the irritated.
Yeah, it won't kill them, but they wish they was dead.
Right.
It's gonna be a time like I said, the world never seen before. This Third World War it's gonna be a war. That's why we describing like they kind of described the helicopters and the airplanes. They were like locusts and all that.
Yeah.
He was trying to explain it to the time of his time.
Mm.
Well, there was no planes and all that. The helicopter in his day, he
Yeah.
was just trying to explain it to the best of his ability.
Right.
How you looking at that?
Yeah, look at they did. But so there's gonna be a Third World War about.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it kind of reminds me of just like all the plagues in Egypt.
Yeah, all this gonna come again, but it's gonna be on a broader scale this time.
Yeah.
Like I said, I declared the end from the beginning. It's gonna be like it was at the beginning. It's gonna be just a scale this time.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna do the God the same thing over and over again. See, God the same yesterday, today, and forever. He never changes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he's gonna do the same thing, just go on a broader scale, bigger scale.
Now that he's given all men a chance, then he's gonna.
You see, even no man should repent, all come to repentance. So we don't want to kill us. But if you don't repent and change ways, he can't keep his word. He gonna kill you. He ways to sin is there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he wish all this shall come to repentance.
So looking at this Revelation chapter 9, and we see is that trumpet is introducing about.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Revelation 9, we see is that men will be tormented 5 months. Fifth angel sounded the trumpet, and now vial is gonna be poured out. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So what we look at, this event right here is like, this occurs when God is not a step foot on the earth.
Right.
Like he's not here.
He's behind the whole thing.
Right. He's
behind all
allowed.
of it.
He's allowing all of it to take
Yeah.
place, and that's why, like, how you get like what 5 months. You know what I mean? Like, what? That's more than 45 days.
Yeah.
You know.
But see, that's how I came up with the Twitter. Okay, like I said, 300 minus 1335, even 965 days. So that determines the time of the transgression of omission, right there. 45 days on that, and the 1290 on that equals 2300 days. All that equals 2300 days. I got the 2300 days. And 965 plus 45 plus 1290 equals 2300. Because they asked the question in 13 saying, how long will the transgression of omission take place? He said 2300 days. So that's why I tried the 1335, and then for 965, I give it the wonder of the transgression of oblation right there. That's the wonder, the time frame till they start this sacrifice until the sacrifice end is 965. You see what I'm saying? So now 45 days plus the 1290, I give you 300. I do this with the, like I say, the 30 days of cleansing, 1260 plus the 1260 plus 30, 1290. So that 1290 adds the 45 plus the 965, it gives you a total of 2300 days.
Where you getting them numbers from? Now I know the numbers. I'm saying like, as far as like.
Right here, cause I like I said, I was studying this thing myself. See, and that's what I came up with. I say I don't know. I might be inaccurate as far as I don't know about the 30 days, but that's how I came up with it. Because I said, well, okay, that's the question: how long the cleansing transgression of oblation take place? The 1335, you take it from the 2300, you get 965. So 965 plus the 45 days and 1290. You get 2300 days total. That's how I came up with it. So all of it, see, like I said, it all makes sense. Cause the 1260 plus 30 is 1290. The 1290 adds with 1245 plus the 965, you get 300 days. That's the timeline from when they first started the oblations to the end of the oblations. 965. So that's that question in Daniel 8. Chapter 13, 8 verse 13, chapter 8 verse 13, how long will it last? And they get 2300 days. That's okay how they came with the 2300 days. So I took the 13 to 5 and took it from 2300 level with 965. And the 45 days and to the 1290, gives you 2300 all day long. Like I said, I don't know how accurate I am, but that's how I came up with it. I've been wondering about that. I said nobody ever taught the 2300 days. I started just to treat it.
It's classes.
But I have never seen it being taught. I ain't seen nobody taught it, but I had never seen it. Guess I might be wrong, but that's how I came up with. I want to get an understanding of it too, cause I want to be correct too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying my theory is correct, but
We don't want to be.
I wanna-
split
yeah,
either. We
right.
All survive.
Right.
We all be on the same board.
Nah, you almost on the, you about the right. There you go. I got a chart right here. What I'm talking. All right. So it's counting down.
mm-hmm.
So 23 days, 2300 days, 2099, 2080. Then you're gonna go so from 2300 days all the way down to 1335. You know that's wrath, God. 1290 to 1335. You got 45 days wrath from God. 1290 stop sacrifice. From 1260 to 1290 is a 30-day window. 1260 is the 3.5 year tribulation.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I had some scripture to go in next to it. Hold on.
I love this kind of stuff. I know it's, man. I love it. I can understand. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge is power, man.
It is. I love it, man.
A lot of people don't understand, the book is something else.
It is, ain't it? It's beautiful.
It just clear up the air.
Right.
And you go outside, you say, I can see.
Mm-hmm.
You was in that word like I can't see.
No, right.
You
I'll
don't
be
get no
honest with you.
understanding, like, you be doing stuff, you're just looking at like, do we supposed to do that too?
No, my wife talking about that.
Oh, that looks fun.
My wife was talking about, y'all in that Bible all the time. I say, well, that's all I got.
Shoot, she should have said thank you, you hate it.
Thank you.
My wife, when I be talking to people about the Bible, she probably like convicted me to right along with the Bible, and I gotta ride with it.
That verse, like, it's like medication to my bones, helping to my
Everybody.
His word is life to my bones and life to my.
Oh,
See what
so
I'm talking about? I think- 2:12, 2:13. Let's see. I wrote it down.
When I say I was asking, so we talk about the sixth seal. Oh wait, the fifth seal. That's the cards like really bad wrath, right?
That's slaves.
Like okay, we're doing the
Slaying the
scorpions.
saints.
The
Okay.
slaying of the saints?
Because you know a lot of people gonna be caught up in that trick of the tribulation. A lot of them gonna be killed for the word of God.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
right,
talking
right,
about?
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, that's when they're gonna go?
Yeah.
For the fifth? Oh,
Mm.
dang. I see now.
Call it seals, like you said, seals in the 6th chapter.
Yeah.
That's doing a great tribulation.
And then the sixth trumpet is when a man's gonna be cut off or something.
Mm.
The sixth trumpet's like when man's cut off, like circumcision almost. No.
No.
Okay. Alright, I'm putting two things
Yeah,
together that
yeah,
don't
yeah.
go together. My bad. Alright, next thing I learned is what the sixth and seventh. Well, the seventh is when the Lord will be back on earth, right? The
Mm.
seventh trumpet would when the Lord will be back
Yeah,
on
7th
earth,
trump.
right?
Yeah, 7th trump.
But
Definitely
I don't
7th
know.
trump.
Then the sixth trumpet, I just gotta read it, you know. Okay.
See, seals is that's the vision of what's gonna happen. Seals is the vision.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The trumpets set off the trump sound alarm. You know what I mean? Like, okay, this finna happen, it's finna take place.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know
sure.
what I mean?
Dang,
So the
I
seal-
mean,
seals is
it's
the
like
vision.
scary movie. Like, I'm running.
Yeah, the seal just show you vision, break down the vision. You know, like you open the seal,
Yeah.
and the seal show you what's to come.
I mean, they have movies like that.
And the
like,
trumpet just sound the alarm, like, okay, this finna jump off now. This finna happen. This finna happen. This finna happen. This finna happen.
Yeah.
And the actual vows, the actual wrath of God coming down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't really have you watched the movie like with like Katniss Everdeen and they're like, well, I mean that movie's about like killing people,
Mm.
but like they had like I thought they had like different like almost like trumpet sounding and that meant like something crazy was gonna happen.
I got better than 23 days.
The trumpet just sounded alarm, like, okay, it's finna jump off now. It's finna come to pass. The
Yeah.
seal the vision, come to bring it to this. Let's
Shoot,
set
I mean,
that
that trumpet's not gonna be good to hear. That's gonna be scary.
It's like I say, it'll be a time that we'll never see before next year again, so it's gonna be a rough time.
I used to think, oh,
Especially
God,
for the saints.
the Lord's coming
If you
with
don't make,
trumpets.
if you don't make it to the wilderness, it's gonna be especially, a lot of them don't make it to the wilderness.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I used to be so blind, you know, oh, the Lord's gonna come with trumpets, we're gonna hear trumpets, something on top, and something.
People live in too much Hollywood.
Something on top.
Hollywood, bro.
That's the Lord coming.
That's Hollywood.
Nah.
That's Hollywood.
Shoot, and people that don't know.
Hollywood.
Yeah. Like the Left Behind series, but that
Yeah, unfortunately I read those.
plane go fall out of the sky, cars go down.
question.
We do?
Yeah.
What's your name again, boss?
Me?
Yeah.
Brother Smith?
You got phone number?
Yeah. He ain't one of my cars, you know?
I don't know what I deal with.
Yeah. I got plenty of now. Yeah, I ain't doing nothing.
Mhm.
I would love to base it on that again. It's iron sharpening iron, don't it?
Yeah. I'm gonna call you on my ride.
Did you get one?
What's your name in the book? Alright, brother. So, the game plan. I like that.
I'm gonna get some t-shirt made too. I got one here. I'm gonna get a t-shirt made. That'll be a conversation with P2 about when I ask me what it's all about.
These just came out.
Yeah, I like them. That's nice.
And then you got the, Hebrew t-shirts.
Okay.
We got those.
What's that mean?
Yeah.
I'm kind of one of
But
them.
Nate got these online. He got a link to it.
Okay.
I just seen it on Facebook.
Right.
Oh, what size you wear?
Probably a 6X.
Oh, shit, I can't.
Cause I like them big, loose.
Yeah, room.
Let's do a Q&A. Y'all can chop it up after. It don't sound good on camera.
Okay.
He's talking about the word.
Huh?
Sure talking about the word.
Nah, I ain't talking about questions though. us down.
Israel Church of Jesus.
Alright, so is Lexus. Lexus goes here,
Yeah.
I said, what can I do? What can I do? What can I show people? Hold on, I'm trying to connect to Wi-Fi. Alright. It says, what can I show people when they're trying to speak on the Bible? What can I show
Show
where it is in the book?
it. Show that still proof.
Yeah. But who she referring to? She
She sounds like she's just saying like if somebody was trying to show us something in the Bible, trying to talk about the Bible,
and
couldn't
she
show
can't
it.
show.
Yeah.
Oh, and she can't
They
show.
need, no, they do.
They do.
Yeah, like if I was trying to explain something to you,
Mhm.
but I couldn't show it to you though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. So
Yeah.
I
I mean, what you
would
said,
just say
stand
special
yourself
self
approved.
approved.
Yeah. 'Cause I mean, they ain't even. I mean, they ain't even really dealing with the Bible.
Right.
It's like they trying to catch you up.
So what question again? What was the question you asked somebody asked?
Oh, yeah.
Now that was the sister that left out of here. Who wanted to
What
stay.
was she saying?
She was asking about
What can I show people when they are trying to speak on the Bible, but cannot show where it is in the book? I guess somebody probably asked about the Bible. She
And they
doesn't
don't-
know what show them.
And she still know what it should be about.
See,
No. If somebody was trying to show her something that's in the Bible,
Oh.
but couldn't show it to her.
Cause they don't deal with the Bible anyway.
No, she was saying, what can I show people? She was saying herself.
What did she show people?
Yeah, but when she showed people trying to speak about, but can't show it to them.
But can't show me where it is in the
Yeah.
book.
Oh, he's about them can't show her.
Yeah, right. That was
Oh,
what can I
okay,
show
I
them?
get you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they like you
So
said,
you
they
show them
trying
study that self proof.
they trying to cross her up. They don't even know what.
Yeah.
Let's go to Isaiah real quick.
Yeah, that's what they trying to do.
Isaiah 29.
Like my wife tried to tell you about the Bible, she even with the Bible. Same thing.
Nah, yeah, Isaiah 29. Let's pick up at sleep, close eyes, and prophets. Let's pick it up at Isaiah 29. And let's pick up at verse 9. Isaiah 29 and verse 9. This is pertaining to the question that Lexus asked, you know, when can I show people when they are trying to speak on the Bible, but cannot show where it is in the Bible. So, you know, they can't show you, but they talking on the book. They can't show you what it is they talking about. Alright, so let's pick it up at Isaiah 29 and verse 9.
Stay yourselves in wonder and cry ye out and cry.
Go ahead.
They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink.
So we see is that they're not drunk with physical drink. So it says what? They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. Go ahead.
For the Lord has poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep,
Go ahead.
and has closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, has he covered.
So all of the, you know, the prophets, the rulers, the seers, like they got a deep sleep upon them. What is it in verse 11?
And the vision of all become unto you as the word of a book that is sealed.
So the book is sealed. You know, it's sealed because what? The Lord has poured out a spirit of deep sleep upon you. So it says now what? And the vision of all has become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, saying what?
Which men deliver to one that is learned, and saying, read this, and I pray thee. And he said, I cannot, for it is sealed.
So they deliver the book to somebody who's learned. Somebody who's supposed to be well versed in the scriptures. But guess what? If the book is sealed to him, guess what his response is? I cannot, for it is sealed. What does it say in verse 12 though?
And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned.
So even you take it to the person that's not learned. You know, they might be your street preacher. You know what I mean? Like he ain't really learned. You know, he just going based off of a tradition or what he knew when he was a young boy. Right? So he would be the one considered to be what? Not learned. So you take it to him, he gonna tell you, hey, man, I ain't learned. What verse 13 say?
Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their hearts far from me, and their fears towards me is taught by the precept of men.
That's it on that. Study to show thyself approved. What's that in 1 Corinthians?
What's Timothy 2:15?
2 Timothy, okay. So let's go over to 2 Timothy now. So you gotta realize, like, even when they try to grab the Bible and show you, like, books sealed them, sis. Like, the book's sealed to them, so they're not even gonna understand it once they grab it anyhow. You know, before we go here, let's go over here to Matthew right quick. Let's go to Matthew chapter 13. Then we'll go to Timothy. Matthew 13. And let's pick it up at Matthew chapter 13. Let's pick it up at verse 11. Matthew 13 and verse 11. Well, let's pick it up at verse 10. When you get it, go ahead and read it, bro.
And the disciple came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables?
So you know the disciples asking Jesus, like, hey man, why are you speaking to them in parables? Check the response that Jesus gave the disciple. Go ahead.
He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mystery of the kingdom of heaven.
So you a disciple, you know. It's given unto you to know the mystery of the kingdom of heaven, but what?
But to them is not given.
So to them it's not given. You know, they're not going to understand this Bible. Like it's a parable unto them. So that's why Jesus said what he said pertaining to, you know, how he speaks to those in parables, but unto you is given the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. But unto them it is not. Alright, let's go to 1 Timothy. You said 1 Timothy?
2 Timothy 2:15. 2:15.
2 Timothy
2:15.
I see. Go ahead. 2 Timothy 2:15.
Study to show thyself approved unto God,
Go ahead.
a workman that needeth not be ashamed,
Keep reading.
righteously dividing the word of truth.
So rightly dividing the word of truth. Meaning you got to divide the word of truth rightly. But he says, study to show thyself approved. I mean, you got to study. You know, like you can't expect. You know, I mean, don't be surprised that hey, somebody try to come to you and try to show you something out of your book, and they get jammed up because they don't have a clue. Like, nah, don't be shocked at that. You know what I mean? Because the Bible is sealed to them. You know what I mean? Like, they can't open up this Bible and read if they wanted to. Why? Because it's a parable unto them. God gave you the mysteries of the kingdom of God, but unto them he didn't give them. So that's why. You know, that's why the person when he got it, he couldn't find where it at, because it wasn't given to him, it was given to you. So, you know. There are some people that believe that Lucifer is referring to the king of Persia. Can you touch on this? Alright. Let's go look at Isaiah 14. It's actually talking about Babylon. It's actually talking about the king of Babylon in the chapter. That's what he's talking about. You know, we just didn't go that far up and read that. But that's what we'll do right now. So Isaiah 14, and let's pick it up at verse 4. Isaiah 14 and verse 4.
That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
So the proverb, you know, the Lord just said through the mouth of Isaiah, take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, saying what?
How has the oppressor seized the golden city?
So the oppressor, we know, is Satan. So he says that, you know, the question is asked like, or not even a question, it's a statement being made. And like for so long, at this time, this right here ties into Revelation chapter 21. Or Revelation chapter 20 when Jesus reigned for 1,000 years. This right here ties right into it is because this chapter is talking about how Satan's going to be locked in the bottomless pit. You know, because it's going to tell you in verse 7, the whole earth is going to be quiet. But we see is that what? Verse 4 says that thou shalt take up a proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Verse 5.
The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the ruler.
Keep reading.
He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke. He that rules the nation in anger is persecuted and none hindered.
So we talking about Satan. He's the one that ruled the nations in a continual stroke and ruled them in anger. We talking about Lucifer, right? Because at this point, you know, when he was called Lucifer, he was the one that bared the light. You know, he was the morning star. But his name is no longer Lucifer because I mean, he now is cast down to this earth. So he no longer inhabits the heaven. He inhabits this earth, right? So we see is that verse 5 says, no, verse 6 says, and he who smote the people in wrath with continuous stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and unhindered. Verse 7.
The whole earth is at rest
Go ahead.
and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
So the whole earth is at rest. According to Revelation chapter 20, Satan's going to be bound for 1,000 years. That's why the whole earth is at rest at this point. The king of Babylon, like, he came, you know, you put him to rest, like, the earth's still going to be upside down and Satan is still loose. Because what? Another person is going to come up in his stead. Now they're going to be ruling the same way he was ruling. So we know this not talking about an actual king of Babylon. We're talking about a spirit being. Because he's the one that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and unhindered. Now it says the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth and sing. And what does it say in verse 8?
Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedar of Lebanon sing. Since thou art laid down, no fellows come up against us.
Go ahead, verse 9.
Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at the coming.
Go ahead.
It is stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nation.
Go ahead, verse here.
All they shall speak and say unto thee, or thou also become weak and weak.
So why would we be talking about man? Like why would the statement be made? You know what I mean? You became weak as weak. You know what I mean? Like he's referring to Satan because now he's no longer that spirit being that is weak in all the nations. He's now become weak. Because beforehand, what? He was just reaping havoc. That's all he was doing according to verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath with the continual stroke, he that ruled the nation in anger, is persecuted and none hindered. So now, you know, he's become weak. That's what it says in verse 10. It says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak and weak? Art thou become like unto us? Verse 11.
Thy pomp is brought down to thy grave.
So now your pomp is being brought down to the grave. Go ahead.
And the north of thy bowels of worms is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
So you in the grave. You in the bottomless pit. You got these worms under you and over you. Now what it say in verse 12?
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
So now we getting that Lucifer. We see it that we not in this location. This is pertaining to the Proverbs taken up to King of Babylon and Lucifer. We talking about the same two individuals. That's what we talking about right here. So now we getting at who we are talking to directive. And now it's saying, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Ain't no man, according to John chapter 3, no man has been to heaven but Jesus. Now Jesus, now Satan once used to inhabit that location. He used to. That's why we see in verse 12, it says, how art thou fallen from heaven? Because according to Revelation chapter 12, he was cast from heaven. So it says what? How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Go ahead.
How art thou cut down to the ground, and which didn't weaken the nation?
Which did is weaken nations. Go ahead.
For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend unto heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
Go ahead.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
You read.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds.
What man is doing this? This ain't no metaphor. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't no metaphor. This ain't symbolism. Nah, we talking about Satan, who's not a man. He's an angel. So he's letting you know is that, like, man, look here. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Keep reading though, verse 15.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell,
Keep going.
to the sides of the pit.
Keep reading.
They that see this shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shaking the kingdoms?
So that did shake the kingdoms. You gotta realize, like Nebuchadnezzar, Darius Mede, Cyrus the Persian, Alexander the Great, his 4 generals, and now we up in Rome. Like, that nation, you know, they shaking the earth. You know, but they not shaking the whole earth. Because you still got Islam in the picture. You know what I mean? And the only reason why I went on that is because it said that he has shaken the whole earth. I mean, he's running this whole entire earth. But keep going, verse 17.
That made the world as a wilderness.
You see that? He made the world as a wilderness. The world is a wilderness. Go ahead.
And destroyed the cities thereof.
Go ahead.
That opened not the house of his prisoners.
Keep reading.
All the kings of the nation, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house.
Keep going.
But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch,
Keep going.
and as a raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stone of the pit.
Skip down to 22 and read that.
For I will rise up against them, said the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, and remnant and sons and nephews, said the Lord.
So the Lord said he's going to cut everything off. He said the nephew, he said the sons, everything going to cut off. What's in verse 23?
I will also make it a possession for the bitter.
That's on that. Let's go to Dan chapter 10. Nah, it ain't referring to the king of Persia. Nah, Lucifer. Nah, they same people.
What, 11? What about 11?
In chapter 10.
The overthrow of Persia.
Huh?
That's in 11.
Nah, that ain't, that ain't it. Yeah, they same people, but nah, Lucifer, king of Persia.
Verse 13.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but let's read 10 verse 1 first, and then we'll skip. Go ahead.
In the 3rd year of Cyrus the king of Persia.
So now we're looking at a man now, like we refer to Cyrus the Persian, alright? This time frame was, you know, this is when Daniel was, you know, Daniel was around for a good look. He was around on Nebuchadnezzar. He was around doing Belshazzar. He was even around on Cyrus the Persian, and he was around doing Darius the Mede. You know what I mean? So he's letting you know is that during the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of the Persians. So during his reign for the 3rd year, it says what a thing was revealed unto Daniel. Go ahead.
Whose name was called
Belshazzar.
Belshazzar. Yeah, Belshazzar. And the thing was true, but time appointed was long, and he understood the things and had understanding of the vision.
So we see is that, yes, the king of Persia is Cyrus. That's what we read in verse 1. Alright? So skip down to verse 11 and read that. Nah, pick up at verse 5. Let's see who came to Daniel. Go ahead, verse 5.
Then I lifted up my eyes, and I looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen was lying worth girded with the fine gold of Uphaz.
Go ahead.
His body also was like a berry, and his face as of the appearance of a lightning, and his eyes as a lamp of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color of a polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude.
So this the description of this person, this is an angel, right? So we know is that as we continue to read, this particular angel is going to come and meet Daniel, and going to give Daniel the vision or the understanding of the vision that he had. This is what this angel is going to do. So after reading the description of this angel, do you think a man can withstand this angel? But I don't know. Let's keep reading though. Skip down to verse 11 and read that.
And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understanding the word that I speak unto thee, and stand upright, For unto thee am I now sent. And when he had spoken this word unto me, I stood trembling. Then said he unto me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thy heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy word was heard, and I am come for thy words.
Go ahead, verse 13.
But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me.
And we're not talking about Cyrus. You know, I just showed you Cyrus was the king of Persia, but this isn't the king who withstood him. And this isn't Lucifer. Like Lucifer and, well, hold on. He said there are some people that believe that Lucifer is referring to the king of Persia. Can you touch on it? Well, I mean, Lucifer was Satan. I mean, you know, you can't call it with angels. You know what I mean? Like, just look at his position. Look at what he does. Like, because you have to think about it. I was explaining. Like, I mean, it kind of is. You know, and we're not going to necessarily, like, Lucifer is what we saw in Isaiah chapter 14. You know, Satan is the same person in Revelation chapter 12. You know, he's the same person as to what we read right here in Daniel chapter 10. Like, they're all the same people. You know, so, yeah, the spirit behind the prince of Persia is what we reading right here in Daniel chapter 10, which was Lucifer. Or Satan, if that's what you want to call him. So, I mean, that is the case. You know, as far as in, like, what people, yeah, I mean, that's the case, Jay. You know, like, you know, that's the spirit that's behind the kingdom, the king of Persia, is Satan. You know, yeah, I mean, because when you read, that's why I read verse 5, to give you another identity of an angel and his presence and his makeup. I can go in other places and I can show you how the Lord charged the angel to go through Israel and slaughter. The Lord had to, like, if the Lord hadn't told this angel to stop, he would have killed the whole tribe. They couldn't stop him from killing them. Now, I can go in Exodus chapter 23 and show you how the Lord said, what? If he's not going to pardon your sins, if you go against him, like, it's going to be suffering. Like, he going to do nothing but kill. So it's like no man can withstand an angel, not coming from God. So he says that now, after looking at this angel in Daniel chapter 5, he says that it can't be no man that withheld. It had to be a spirit being. The spirit being is Lucifer, or the prince of Persia, who's the spirit behind the prince of Persia. That's who the person that withstood him. That's kind of plain and simple. I think about it. I had to read the question again. I'm like, but yeah, that's, I mean, that's what it is, Jay. Like, you say explain more. I mean, there are some people that believe that Lucifer is referring to the king of Persia. I mean,
That's it. It's true. That's it.
that's true.
That's it.
That's. I mean, he, you know, in three different situations, like Ezekiel 28, and Daniel chapter 10, and Isaiah chapter 14, he was the spirit behind each one of these individuals. Men, and he was moving them to do X, Y, and Z. That's why in Isaiah chapter 14, the Lord spoke through the mouth of Isaiah saying, take up this proverb to the king of Babylon. Then right here in Daniel chapter 10, like, he's now telling Daniel is that I was withheld, or I was withstood by the king of Persia. But we're not talking about Cyrus. We're talking about Satan or Lucifer. Then when you go and look at Ezekiel 28, like, it's telling on Ezekiel to take a lamentation unto the prince of Persia. And then he also said, to the prince of Tyrus. And he also said to the king of Tyrus, you know, that was in the Garden of Eden. Well, we know the king of Tyrus wasn't in the Garden of Eden. It was Satan that was in the Garden of Eden. Yeah, so, yeah. All right, so, what he said, explain James chapter 2. Chapter 2. Could have stayed for that.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Why you left? Nah, I ain't that right. You could have stayed here for that, Jay.
James 2.
Alright, so can you explain James chapter 2, verses 1 through 7? Alright.
My brethren, have not faith of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord of glory, with respect to person.
Go ahead.
For if there come unto your assembly a man with a gold ring and a godly appearance, and there come in also a poor man in vile raiment.
So if you got a goodly man in good apparel, and then you got a poor man in vile raiment, so that means you got a man who, you know, he dressed nice, he look clean and fly, but you got somebody who's less fortunate, you know, they got holes in his clothes, or he might not really be poor, he might not dress like the man in goodly apparel. What is it in verse 3?
And ye have respect to him that wears the gay clothing.
So the gay clothing, you know, that's just talking about nice clothing. That's all it's saying, but keep going.
And say unto him, sit thou here in a good place. And say to the poor, stand thou there, or sit here on my footstool.
So you got respect of a person going. You got somebody come in that dress nice, but could be broke as all get out. But you respect them more than the person who got holes in his clothes, came to church with flip flops. You know what I mean? Now you telling the person who dressed nice, here, sit in a good place. And then you tell the person who ain't dressed too nice, here, come sit under my footstool. You know what I mean? Now you respecting a person. But what is it in verse 4?
Are ye not then partial yourselves, and or become judges of evil thoughts?
Go ahead.
Hearken, my beloved brother. Has not God chose the poor of this world rich in faith?
See, you see that? Like the Lord has chosen the poor of this world, but guess what? We rich in faith. You know what I mean? That's what He chosen. He ain't chose the rich. Nah, because you're gonna read Matthew chapter 12, if I'm not mistaken, pertaining to the young rich ruler. Like, shoot, Jesus said, hey man, come and follow me, but sell all your possessions. He said, man, he went away sorrowful because he was rich. And Jesus went on to say, it is easier for a camel to go through a needle's eye than a rich man to get into the kingdom of God. Because guess what? They ain't going to give up their possessions. You know what I mean? It's going to be hard for them to give all that up. So that's why, you know, the Lord said what He said in verse 5 is that, hearken, my beloved brother, have not God chosen the poor of this world rich in faith, and the heirs of the kingdom which He had promised to them that love Him? Verse 6.
But ye have despised the poor. Do not the rich man oppress you?
Go ahead.
And draw you before the judgment seat?
So rich man, they do oppress you. You know, they putting you in a hot seat to, you know, be respected person. You know what I mean? Like you go, you know, LeBron James walking here. You know, you might flip over and break your neck to doggone accommodate his every needs. But yet me, little old me, I'm here. You might just be like, shoot, we ain't really dealing with the Sabbath. LeBron James out there signing autographs. You know what I mean? Like, you being oppressed. Because check out what it said in verse 7. Go ahead.
Do not they that blaspheme that worthy name by which are ye called?
So they do. They blaspheme that word name. You know, you know with the word of God. You know, they blaspheme that. They take your title lightly. You know, you just serving God, you giving all you can to the Lord, but yeah, you know, they taking that lightly. They blaspheme that holy name that you are called. You know, you called by the Lord. They blaspheme it. They put you in a hot seat. That's what the rich do. When you want to be so affiliated with the rich, they get you to compromise in your judgment. They do. You'll look the other way if Michael Joe walked through this door and shoot, he came up and you saw him in the hallway lobby, still slapping somebody, abusing somebody, you'll probably look the other way. But if you saw me doing it, I'm calling the law. You know what I mean? I'm calling the police. Like, nah, you gotta be fair all the way across the board. So that's what that's talking about. That James chapter 2 is talking about you gonna have respect for a person. You know what I mean? You're not gonna have respect to the rich or respect to the poor. You're gonna treat everybody the same. You know, because in other places it tells you about. Let's go over into the law real quick. We'll look at it in the law. I ain't gonna leave it like that. Let's go over to Leviticus 18. Man, why I give you that burrito?
I still got mine. Real long. How to get it back?
I'm so I'm full thinking about it. I might make 3 of them things.
Did you eat all 3 of them?
I ate 2. I get them the other.
Okay, thank you, Lord. I had to stop on the road.
You what? Thank the Lord you have what?
Not to make you stay. Just use the restroom right here, man. For a week.
I am. Yeah, I am. Let's go with Leviticus on 19, not 18, 19, my bad. 19, let's get up at verse 15.
You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment.
See that? You ain't gonna do no unrighteousness in judgment, but what?
Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty.
So you ain't gonna respect the person of the poor or the mighty. Like, you gonna be fair. You know what I mean? Okay, if he poor, you poor, guess what? You can't be trying to, not treat rich right because both of y'all poor. Nah. You gotta treat him right because what? It said in the beginning of verse 15, he shall do no unrighteous in judgment. But then shoot, if I'm rich and my buddy rich, we ain't gonna mistreat this brother because he poor. Nah. That's what he's saying right there. That's why he's saying, thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. Go ahead.
But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor.
So you're gonna judge your neighbor in righteousness. That's what that James, chapter 2, 1 through 7 is talking about. You just being respectful person, not wavering in your judgment. It's a few more other places there, but I mean the law should always do it. Yeah, we see it in the law. All right, so we got Matthew 12:40. Anybody got anything else? Well, I just cleared them all out right quick. Okay. Matthew 12:43. Let's pick it up at verse 42 though. No, let's just go right into it.
Now unclean spirit is gone out of man. He walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he say, I will return unto my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and furnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more.
So we see in 43, right? We see that in 43, we see is that it says, and when unclean spirit gone out of man, he walked through dry places, seeking rest, and find none. Alright, but then it says, then he said, I'll return into my house from whence I came out. So the unclean spirit, he drifted, but then he turned around and said, I'll go back into my house from whence I came out. And then it says what? For when he is come, he find it empty, swept, and garnished. That means he ain't put no word in it. He didn't. It's perfect. It's just like it was when you left. That's why you're supposed to be trying to put the word of God in your mind, or put the word of God inside of you. So like when these unclean spirits do leave up out of you, when they return, they be like, shoot, the house ain't arranged like it used to be. You got the word of God inside of them, so I can't return. But in this case, this is a parable that the Lord is giving, or likening it to how this generation is, right? So then he said, I will return into my house from whence I came out, and when he is come, he find it empty, swept, and garnished. What is it, 45?
Then goes he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself.
So now he see that, okay, he ain't putting nothing in the house, he ain't putting no word inside of him, so guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take 7 more other spirits worse than me when I return to my house. What?
And they enter in and dwell there.
Go ahead.
And the last state of that man is worse than the first.
So the last state of that man that you remember, man, shoot, is worse than the first. I'm about 7 other spirits just like myself. And now we don't enter into this man. Last state of him is worse than the first. Go ahead.
Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation.
So it's just like this wicked generation. That's what Jesus likened this to. This parable he gave, he likened this generation to how, hey, the last state you remember this generation was in, it's going to be worse than the first. That's what
already like that.
Yeah, I want to give you the parable about, Noah and the days of Noah and the days of Lot. Is that like, shoot, it's going to be like that when the Son of Man returns. So, he's just letting you know is that, man, we in some real rough times. It's some real rough times. All right?
But is there a minimum to how long you fast?
Still a minimum. Minimum means not long, right?
Yeah, it's minimum.
It's your call. A minimum, a real fast is from sundown to sundown. Let's go to to, let's go to Esther.
Who?
Esther.
Go ahead, Esther. Let's look at the.
That's how the kings and all that stuff. I think it's where's the folks and all that. It's like judges and that's Ruth. That's what I meant.
Esther's out there on Nehemiah.
Yeah, I think I meant to say let's go to Ruth.
You wanna go to Ruth?
Nah, let's go to Esther. That's what I meant. So the question is there a minimum on how long you fast? Well, I was gonna take you to Esther to show you that, you know, fasting is without food and water. Yeah, that's what I was gonna show you in Esther chapter 4 is that, you know, a fast is no food or drink. But you're asking the time, the length, alright? So let's go to Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Let's look at the atonement. And let's see how long, you know, God told us to atone ourselves, to afflict our souls. You gotta realize, like, even when you're gonna look at Daniel chapter 10, like, Daniel, he chased himself for 21 days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jesus went 40 days and 40 nights. So it just depends on how bad you're trying to get the attention of the Lord. You know, because you see Daniel, shoot, I wonder if that'll happen with us, man. We just go about 20 days if we can with an angel appear before us. You know what I mean? Because he said the angels that was cast from heaven is locked in chains of darkness. Not the good angels. So, you know, even the scriptures tell you to be careful who you entertain.
Right.
Because you can entertain an angel unaware. You know what I mean? So I'm just wondering, like, shoot, will an angel appear for us if we go that long and just give us the vision? Man, why I be spooked out of my mind?
Well, I won't make it past a day. I never saw you.
Oh, he said he will make better than that.
I ain't gotta worry about that, but.
Let me go give me some Popeyes.
Let's go over to Leviticus 23rd chapter. And let's pick it up at verse 27.
Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement.
Go ahead.
It shall be a holy convocation unto you.
Go ahead.
And ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Keep reading.
And ye shall do no work in that same day. For it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement of you before the Lord your God.
So we see that it's a day. It's day of an atonement. All right, let's go and see what the day is. Let's go to Genesis. Genesis chapter 1. Well, let's see what the Lord used the signs of firmament for. Let's go over here to Genesis chapter 1, and let's pick it up at verse. Let's pick it up at verse 5. Go ahead.
And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day.
So we see is that the evening and the morning is the first day. The sun, the moon, and the stars, they're not even on the scene. But we got evening and morning being the first day. Skip down to verse 14 and read it.
And God said, let there be light in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from night.
So now we got, lights in the firmament to divide the day from the night. Go ahead.
And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years.
So these signs that's in the firmament, they're going to be for signs and seasons, for days and years. So now we can use the sun to set our days in order. What you mean by that, Brother Mark? Let's go over to Matthew 28.
Look you what?
28.
28.
Yeah, I think it's just past that. Bad.
You're killing me, boy.
Uh,
Y'all see me tip over here. Y'all know what's going on.
Matthew 28,
20 and what?
verse 1. So we see is that, evening, morning was the first day. So now, on the fourth day, when the Lord added the sun, the moon, and stars, those signs in heaven were used for what? Seasons, for signs, seasons, days, and years. Alright? So now let's pick it up at 28 and verse 1. Because what we're looking at, we're just looking at what concludes the day. That's what we're looking at. We see that the Lord said, you're going to afflict your soul this day. You know what I mean? And you're going to afflict your soul from evening to evening. That's when you're going to afflict your soul, because we saw in Genesis chapter 1 what term of the day? Evening to morning. So evening to evening, you know what I mean? Evening to morning is a day. That's what a day consists of, from evening to morning. Alright? So now let's get this Matthew 28 and verse 1. Go ahead.
In the end of the Sabbath.
So we at the end of the Sabbath. Because what? We in maybe about 3 more hours, we'll be at the end of the Sabbath. And what is going?
As it began to dawn toward the first day of the week.
So now we're using the sun. We're using the sun in the sky. And we seeing is that what? It's starting to begin towards the dawn of the week. That's when you see that sun dropping low in the sky. And now you start to see that light that ruled the night starting to appear. Well, yeah, of course, I know in certain locations I've been out where I've seen the sun and the moon out. That's true. But we talking about the sun is ruling the day. Its rulership is over with. Now we're looking at the sun ruling the night. The moon ruling the night. So now that the moon is ruling the night, we go into a whole nother day. So we see right here in Matthew 28, we see is that it says what? In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn towards the first day of the week, because the Sabbath is almost over with. So now it's dawning towards the first day of the week, which would be Sunday. Go ahead.
Came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre.
That's it. So what we see is that, Daniel went 21 days. That's what he did. The atonement, it requires a day. That's what the atonement requires. That's the only fast I've ever seen. To where I haven't seen none where they go for half a day. I never seen half a day fast.
Minimum just like one day now.
Yeah, so minimum would be 1 day. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do on atonement. We're gonna do the minimum 1 day. Jesus, they was doing the maximum.
Did Moses do 80 days?
Yeah, he did too. 40 to 49. So Elijah did too.
He did 80 though. He had to go back up there and get commandments again.
80 days.
He did 80 days.
We
Moses
did 40 one time and another 40.
Yeah, he did.
Go read it. Let's go read it.
I'm tell you. Let's go see.
What is
that? He did 80. He go there to come out again.
Came back with that light. Yeah.
He had to go
Came
back.
back with that light.
Go to let me see what it is. We had to go to commandments again when he
He
taught.
had to go get him again because he came out and broke.
Yeah.
Another 40.
Yeah, do the 40, do the 40,
But
40.
you can't read it.
I'm okay, we gonna see it in a minute. I got to find it.
Hey, ain't nobody went along with Jesus.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Huh?
I thought I could have sworn. I'm telling you.
I think he did it once.
Here we go.
I think a lot of people die after they don't eat for 30 days.
No, Jesus did.
Jesus
Moses didn't either.
and Elijah did.
They're full of the power of spirit though.
So what that mean?
No, I'm saying
You ain't
they
full of
probably come alive.
you ain't full of the power of spirit. Oh, you just said that to clear.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, because
That's why they live.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you.
So we'll live too.
Right. But that's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So Moses went up to second time, and
Yep.
after 40 days, he showed them the 2 tablets.
He did two stints. I know
I
that.
know he went
Oh,
up
he
the commandments twice.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think did he have to fast the second 40 days too?
I ain't never see that.
I don't know. I don't
know.
know.
That's why I say you gotta read it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, that's why I say you gotta read it, because I don't think nobody outdid Jesus. They all did the same level.
That might have been one of my other books.
Go ahead. I didn't say I read it, but I know he
It's in
went a
the
second
apocrypha.
step. No. Y'all go ahead.
So where was that when we went up the second time? Was that Exodus 30?
Exodus 32, I think, 32nd chapter.
Exodus 34.
32nd or 34 one of them.
Yeah, I think so, Exodus 34.
34. Oh yeah, here you
And
go.
28. That first time.
And he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He did eat no bread, no drink water. He wrote the tables of the covenant, the 10 commandments. Yeah, the second 40 days, ain't it?
You sure?
Yeah, guarantee.
Like what?
Nah, I'm just saying. you
Okay, so
sure?
the Lord said unto Moses, who these two tables of stone like unto the first?
Where you see that at?
Exodus 34 chapter, first verse.
That's twice.
He did it twice.
Exodus 34.
34 verse 1.
The Lord said unto Moses, hew thee 2 tables of stone like to the first.
Right. Well, we trying to say.
But wait, where is it fast that chapter?
Okay, go to 27. Go to verse 27. And the 28.
Write out these words. After the tenure of these
I'm telling you,
words, I have made a covenant with thee.
I think he just saying it by the
He was
first
there
time.
with the Lord 40 days, 40 nights. He did bread, no drink water, and he wrote on the table. I think that's a
That's
recap.
the first, that was recapping, ain't it?
Yeah, I think that's a
Yeah, then that
recap.
is too. I said I read it again.
I ain't
ain't it?
never heard that.
Yeah.
Thought it was in one of my other books.
I think that recap we said the first time.
Yeah, that's what I think so too.
Yeah. But I know this is step. I don't like you right. I don't know 80 days now. That's a recap though, I believe.
Yeah. Like he just recapped. He just going back
Recapping,
over
yeah.
what he did the first time.
Yeah, what he did first time wrong.
I mean, all I was saying was like, man, I haven't seen about that new shit.
So it doesn't say how long you went up the second time.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Let me see. Hold on now. Verse
Let's go until
40.
he broke stone.
The secret things belong to the Lord.
Yeah, I think that's you recap. I think that was it.
Say it again, Ken.
The secret things belong to the Lord.
But it's the light of a king for the Lord to reveal to you.
Say it again.
But it's like, isn't there a verse like in Proverbs about how it's the delight of a king for the
Oh,
Lord
yeah,
to
you know
reveal
what?
a secret
34 was
to
the
you?
second time.
Yeah, 7 times.
It said that in what he talking about.
Oh, okay.
But then
It's
it
like
said
Proverbs
40 days.
29, it says like the Lord, huh? It says the Lord revealed unto us things that we know, the secret things belong unto God. But this ain't nothing that's secret.
And Exodus 32 is when he broke the stone.
Right.
Exodus 34 is when he went back up
Well, again, yeah.
And it said 40 days.
That don't mean it could be but read it. Read closely and read how it's reading. It looked like he talking about the conversation from what he did the first time.
Said he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. And then, so that's like a recap like the first time.
No.
Y'all ain't having somebody ain't cutting them, nigga. That's a different. But like you said, and the 10 said unto Moses, write down these words, for after the 10 of these words I have made it come with thee and with Israel. And he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He did eat bread nor drink water, and he wrote on the table the words of the covenant to take a man. Yeah, like
So
he recapped.
did he make another covenant with Israel?
Recap. Right, he recapped. Right.
We got some more laws out there going on in the
Oh,
Bible.
man, you got a little
Did he go get and come back down with some extra stuff?
He recapped. That's all.
That might be in other book.
That other book,
Yeah,
book of Jasher.
That's probably.
Y'all ever read the Apocrypha?
Yeah.
I know.
Some things in there, but they like
Yeah, I'm gonna give you
some things in there line
I'm
up
gonna
with
give,
it.
I'm gonna give you this to read about the
It tend to read Bell and the Dragon.
Some things line up, but then you got some things.
Oh, yeah, go right here. I'm not saying I should be a
No,
Lord,
no,
man.
no.
I ain't did that.
Yeah, you can read that.
Well, on that line up.
I got some more sources with that, right?
Okay.
But I just
Oh,
had.
get it to me?
Oh, you can get it. I got it downloaded to my laptop.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just letting you know that the Apocrypha is falsehood.
Right.
Fables.
Right.
Like I said, I got some more information on it as well. But
And the Maccabees.
ain't no line up.
Be it on line.
Now the history of the, and the Maccabees and stuff like that. Some of the history line up.
Yeah, it don't even line up, bro.
Now,
Not after what I've been reading.
Oh,
It's not even canon, bro.
Right.
Like the
What I'm
Apocrypha,
saying is-
it's not even canon. It's not even scriptures.
Right. It's non-canon.
Yeah, it's not. It ain't got no. It ain't got no prophecy. in it. No prophecy.
No.
Where do you get all that stuff from then? Some of the lost books and all that.
Oh no, bro.
Apocrypha Maccabees and
I be careful. That's just bad.
I don't care. We don't get into all that stuff either. It's so confusion.
Yep.
609.
I'm looking at. Yeah, we finna get ready to roll. I'm looking at something right now about what The 4 days.
When
Eat,
you,
drink, the Lord delivered me. 2 tables of stones.
you see it on 20.
Hold on. And then it was written according to the words the Lord spake in the mountain midst of the night. And it came to pass at the end of 4 days, 4 nights, the Lord gave me 2 tables of stones. You want to read something else, Julie?
Go ahead.
Go to Deuteronomy chapter 9. He did corrupted and clicked. Fell down before.
That's a good,
I fell down before the Lord at the
Question,
first
man.
40 days and 40 nights. So you might be right though. And I did neither eat bread nor drink water.
Where you at in Deuteronomy?
I'm in Deuteronomy 9 and 18.
Okay.
So he said, I fell down before the Lord as at the first 40 days and 40
Yeah.
nights. He said, first 40 days and 40 nights.
yeah,
Yeah.
he did the
And I
second 40
did
days.
neither
You
eat
did
bread
right.
Yeah.
nor drink water because all your sins which you have sinned doing wickedly inside of the
You
Lord.
had to do it twice. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause you just go up there and get it, come on back down. You do it again.
Yeah, do it again.
Yeah.
Praise
40
the
days.
Right.
This time he came back with that light.
That light, yeah, counted us.
That's when it starts shining.
It shined.
He been in front of the Lord so long, it turned into a spirit being.
I just gave you that.
Boy, that was beautiful.
See me
Like,
there.
I knew that already.
That's just confirmation right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all. That's beautiful. Thank you,
Yeah.
brother.
Praise the
He
Lord.
fasted 80 days.
Yeah.
Not solid 80 days, but
But not consecutive. We had to go back
You
to
didn't
the
go
whole
like 40 days. I mean,
Yeah.
80 days straight.
No, not consecutive. No.
So we just kept going back and
But then the second time they do it 4 days over again. They did the first time. Because you just can't go, okay, God, get a brand new camera and come on now. You had to go spend time with him again. Like you did the first time. Cause God don't change. You do the same thing over and over
He
again.
said, I fell
Oh,
down.
again.
It don't
Praise
change.
the
And I
Lord.
fell down before the Lord at the first 40 days,
days,
40
nights.
Did neither eat bread nor drink
Yeah.
because of all your sins.
There you go.
You sinned it during the
There I go.
I ain't no lost book, is it?
No, that's good. That's
There ain't no law. That's the wrong reminder.
Hey, we ain't got no question, man. We better close
All
it in.
right, man. That's good. I love it.
Now, I'm gonna give you a call, though, bro, on that, what we
Yeah,
discussed.
2300. Yeah, I want to set that to a detail.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
We can jump on the phone with that.
Oh, yeah, I
Wait, how
love it.
far you stay from here?
I stay, what, about 15, 20 minutes, man?
Yeah, that's gonna,
15 minutes, he's not far.
that's gonna be my get up, but right now, when I move here.
Oh, yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Cause Julie gonna be on some more thing.
So I'll give you 6 days. I got things to do.
Yeah. Oh, he'll give me 1 day.
One day.
1 day, and on the 7th day is when he get up with me, but 6 days, I'm gone. Y'all ready?
So you been letting them seats all the way, man?
You see me? I'm bad.
Ready?
Ready when you are.
Our Father which art in heaven.
Our Father which art in heaven,
Hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done in earth.
Thy will be done in earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread.
And forgive us of our debt.
And forgive us of our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from the evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
For he is good.
For he is good.
His mercy endures forever.
His mercy endures forever.
Praise the Lord God of Israel.
Praise the Lord God of Israel.
For he is good.
For he is good.
And his mercy endures forever.
And his mercy endures forever.
In Jesus' name we pray.
In Jesus' name we pray.
The Holy One of Israel.
The Holy One of Israel.
The King of Kings.
The King of Kings.
Lord of Lords.
Lord of Lords.
One true God.
The one true God.
There is no other.
There is no other.
Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah.
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 In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Good job.
I like kicking with y'all, man. See how